You know, I was a Jeep guy for the longest time. Well, first of all, I had like a two-wheel drive Nissan, and I would go anywhere with that thing. Bring a shovel, a tow rope, and we would just go off-road and go camping. What's going on, YouTube? It's a little breezy right now, so hopefully the sound quality isn't bad. Thank you for coming back to the channel. If this is your first time, my name is John, and this is LXPlore. So today's episode, we're gonna talk about the story of LXPlore. How did it come about? What drove me to want to get an LX470? And then I'm gonna go dive into all the mods and some of the other vehicles that were inspirations to this build. This right here is a 2002 Lexus LX470. I bought it in 2018, March of 2018, and I bought it for $9,500. So everything was stock. The original owner had a stock height suspension kit put on, so he eliminated the AHC. My very first upgrade were these tires. So they're 285 by 70 by 17s on method 17 by 8.5 NV305 or MR305 NVs. The caps did not fit, right? So I ended up talking to the guys at Method when I went to an Overland Expo, and they pointed me in the right direction on how to get the larger caps. The next modification I did was I added this snorkel. It added approximately 3,000 horsepower. At the same expo, I also purchased the 23-0 Peregrine 180-degree awning. I'll put a link to the description on that review. Also purchased the Pro Speed roof rack. Probably the best modification or addition to the 100 series Land Cruiser, and I'll put a link to that as well as the Plano box, which is just done probably about a month ago. It already had a 2-inch receiver, so I purchased a trailer, a Nobo 10.6, and I'll have a review on that later. Added a brake system or brake line. Now the sad thing is that I added these Cullen Designs ditch light brackets, and I'll tell you what, that guy that made those brackets was talented. However, he is no longer in business. I was able to pair up those brackets with the LasFit off-road 4-inch pods. One of my favorite mods also is this Ironman bull bar, classic bull bar bumper. When I added in also their 7-inch phase 2 lights, and I also upgraded fog lights with LED lights that are made by Ironman as well. Soon to come, hopefully, will be a winch. And yet, let me know in the description below on what kind of winch you guys think I should get. I know Ironman makes a pretty good winch. They make them in 2 different sizes, so I believe it's 9,500 and 12,000 pounds. So that right there kind of concludes the exterior of the vehicle. And as far as body protection is concerned, I went with the Asphere skid plate. Now the Asphere skid plate has done a great job. I do have a couple dings on the bottom side over there to the passenger side. When I first purchased this vehicle, it didn't have it. It didn't have anything. It's just wide open. Then I also added in these Trail Tailor recovery points. And my favorite upgrade, I think with all my favorite upgrades, is I added in those Wheeler bumps along with the Icon 2.0 shocks. Actually, this right here in the front is a 2.5, and then the rears have 2.0s. They're non-reservoir, but I believe that the front ones here can be upgraded at a later date. Then I also went with the SPC upper control arm. I haven't had any problems with them. And then as far as the remainder of the suspension in the front, all I did was refresh sway bar and added in the Trail Tailor extended sway bar links, which are about an inch taller. So on the inside, there's only a couple of things that I've added. Sorry, it's a little on the messy side. So I do have a video on this new Laxi FM transmitter. I do not have a video of this switch panel. This is very similar to the Oxbeam switch panel. This is just one that I bought off of Amazon. And I was trying to figure out where to put it. I didn't want to drill any holes in the dash or anything like that. So what I did is I had some aluminum, and it did not come with an ashtray. So whoever had this before me had the ashtray removed. I just inserted a piece of aluminum that was about the same size, bent it at about a 90 degree, and then whatever the bracket that came with this switch panel, I just screwed it on there. You could use hook and loop, you could use two-sided tape, and it'll fit perfectly. And it's a little wiggly, but not horrible. I mean, not bad, right? I added this little cup holder. Buy that, I think it was like 10 bucks. Shipping was probably like 15. This is my Takancha brake controller. Also added in the Ram ball mount from Yoda MD and Ben's 3D build. Add a little Ram mount for it. Now this thing is definitely a work in progress. As you can see, I still have areas where I need to pay attention to. As you can see, my seats hate me. The heaters do work, but I need to get seat covers. If you guys can think of a good one, I've heard of, Cirillo, and I've also heard of L-Seat. And you know me, I'm a do-it-yourself guy. So if you know of a good do-it-yourself kit that you recommend, please leave me a comment. I would love to do a review and an install on a seat cover. As far as floor mats are concerned, I just have this brand. I think I bought it from Auto Anything. But LasFit, hey, if you have floor mats that'll fit this, I'm down. I really love the ones that you did for the 4Runner. And for you guys that have 4Runners, I'll put a link in the description where you can get LasFit floor mats for your 5th gen 4Runner. So additional things that could use work. You need to replace these. Yeah, it's about a 20-year vehicle, and they could definitely use new ones. In the rear of the vehicle, these seats are a little dated, a little worn out. No rips though, they're just very wrinkled and can use some help. And my kids are pigs, as you can see. The floor mat that I bought off of Auto Anything, pretty nice, traps all the dirt. So the wind's whipping up right now. So my pride and joy, this mountain hatch tailgate insert. I do have a video on it on how to install, my little review on it, but I'm going to touch base on this. This thing is durable. Yes, it has scratches and cuts. I've used it to cut things. I use it almost like as a secondary workbench. It's very durable. It cleans easily, and it's 120% better than having that carpet. My other pride and joy is this CFX 75 Dometic refrigerator. It's a dual zone. I have not done any reviews on it. I've never had any problems. It keeps everything cold. If you have ice cream, it'll keep it icy cold. It is the bomb. It has changed my life in camping and overlanding, off-roading, road trips, everything you can imagine. Another do-it-yourself item that I did was I made this box. I needed something that could hold my tools, hold camping equipment, overland equipment, off-road stuff, whatever you want. it holds it. I made the box so that I could slide the refrigerator in and out. I can still store clothes or totes, anything inside. Hey, let's do this. Let's put this up. There we go. Now to run this, that's a great segue. To run this refrigerator, I have a dual battery setup. Now this dual battery setup is definitely a work in progress. I'm on my second battery. I did the battery probably about 2.5 years ago. It's all about maintenance. And the first battery is an AGM. And the alternator just cannot keep up with a proper charge on an AGM battery. So I ended up switching my charging system to a DC to DC charger. But when I first did it, I made sure that I ran wires, 10 gauge wires to the back, and I wired in a plug into the rear. And this will not pull out, it screws in. And then I also put another accessory port over here, a little 12-volt cigarette lighter or adapter, 12-volt adapter, along with 2 USB ports that put out about 2.1 amps. So let's go I'll go show you what's under the hood. The tried and trusted 4.7 liter 2UZ FE V8 by Toyota. Of course, I'm fancy because I have a Lexus. So this is the brains of the operation here. Right now the alternator charges the main starter battery, and then I have wires that are ran through in this wire loom right here. They go to, the negative side goes to a shunt, and I'll show you where my monitor is. And then here's my positive wire. Now, the way that this goes now is this goes directly, it used to go straight to the battery, but now what I've done is I've changed it and I went to a C-Tech DC to DC charger along with a solar controller that's built in. Now this is a 20 amp version, and so far it's been doing pretty good. This Optima battery is doing all right. However, I want to look into getting a lithium battery. And the one thing that batteries hate is heat and not being charged. So to top this off, it's not a daily driver vehicle. I either plug it in or I use a solar panel to charge it. I might be freeing up some space up here and wiring something to the back where a lithium battery can sit in the rear. This right here, from the positive of the battery, I have it go into an accessory panel, right, or fuse panel, which goes all the way back to the refrigerator. That way, if it blows a fuse, if the refrigerator gets too much juice or it pops a circuit, I know where to come. It's up here. And then of course I have a circuit breaker that ties into the fuse panel. You almost forgotten. I do have something that I really like. And Owl Expedition made these fire extinguisher mounts, and it's perfect to place your everyday carry or to mount a fire extinguisher. So these monkey fists are perfect for any type of tool, shovel, axe. And this right here is a homemade, like a jerry can holder. So I can put fuel canisters up here, upright. I can put a single down, lay it flat, or put 2 side by side. course, one of my favorite mods too, and a definite, is by Yoda MD. Nice replacement there. And then the scan gauge too, can't go wrong with that. Look at my operating temperatures, 13.6, 129 degrees on the training temp, and 177 degrees in water. You know, I was a Jeep guy for the longest time. Well, first of all, I had like a two-wheel drive Nissan, and I would go anywhere with that thing. Bring a shovel, a tow rope, and we would just go off-road and go camping. So the older I get, or the older that I've gotten, I decided, oh, I'm gonna go get a Jeep. So I've got an XJ and I liked it, but the previous owner just took horrible care of it. And I think that I really just wanted a Jeep, and I bought one that with the suspension was dialed in, but there was a lot of rust and a lot of Mickey Mouse stuff there. And then the wife wanted a JK, so we bought that. And that was just not the most comfortable ride at all. So here I am, a 100 series Land Cruiser, a Lexus LX470. You cannot go wrong with this vehicle. Even a GX. GX is really the same platform as the Prado or the 4Runner. And yeah, you want comfort, you want reliability, you want power and room and just an overall safe vehicle. This is where I would go. This is where I would go. Just make sure you take care of your vehicle and it will take care of you. The vehicles and the people that inspired me, one is my cousin. He purchased a GX and I was pretty amazed on just the ride, and I really liked it, but I thought the GX was too small. And then went on Instagram, and of course Instagram, there's overlanders and off-roaders everywhere. So found Palm of the Wild, and he had a beautiful 100 series Land Cruiser. Man, that thing was dialed in. Descent front bumper, descent rear bumper, descent roof rack. He had, you name it, he had it. So, and then there was a few others. You have Smitty Schmitz, right? He had that beautiful LX470 with the ARB bumpers, and just a wealth of knowledge on the vehicle itself. And then also Nobody Cruiser. He had two 100s, actually a LX and a 100. Unfortunately, he sold them both, but he has a beautiful 60 series right now. And actually, I think it's a 62 because it's a diesel. But those guys are the ones that inspired me. And of course, there's so many more. And every day that I get on Instagram, I become more and more inspired by. Thanks for watching the video. I really truly appreciate you coming by and supporting the channel. Hit that like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.